Matt, just on Tuesday night first, 4 goals in 15 minutes in the second half. So whatever you said at half time and whoever said it at half time worked pretty well.
Yeah, it did, yeah. I'd have rather it not been like that and been 2-0 down, but at the same time, I think the good thing at the minute is you're showing a bit of character, bit of determination. When things aren't going right for us, we can quickly switch it and kind of use it as a positive, which wasn't the case earlier in the season, and things that are growing. So yeah, usually positive signs, obviously. Like I say, anytime you score 4 goals in that short period of time, you've got to be happy.
Josh Ayre's first goal, first senior goal, he must have been over the moon as a young lad.
Yeah, he's delighted. I don't think he's stopped telling anybody yet. I even seen him at Youth Cup last night and he was telling everybody. But no, a real good lad. Obviously done pre-season with us, had a couple of loans. Not being as successful as we'd have probably liked, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm sure Josh would as well. But at the same time, sometimes you just need that opportunity, and I thought he took that other night, did really well.
Great finish as well as a forward, bullying the centre half and nodding it in.
Yeah, look, he's 19 years old, so he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot of things he can improve upon. And I thought first half he kind of played in wider areas rather than through the middle, which I know he's told everybody about in press that I've kind of seen and read. And he keeps reminding me, you told me to stay in middle, and lo and behold, he stayed in middle and got himself a goal. So that's where you have to be. He's an honest lad. He wants to run channels. He wants to work hard, but he's got to start sniffing where those goals are, and like I say, he got his just rewards of the night.
Just on injury updates ahead of Saturday, some good news about Thomas Holmes. What is that? And obviously with his rehab, it looks a little bit sooner rather than later.
Yeah, look, with Holmes, it's positive in the fact that he should be on the grass a lot quicker than we kind of preempted. At the same time, we don't know how he's going to react on the grass, so he's doing everything he possibly can to get back fit and playing for the club, which is amazing. So we'll just see. Look, as always, you don't want to rush these things, but at the same time, he's a big player for us. As I know he's had one game, and it sounds really weird saying after one game he's a big player for us, but I think you saw his leadership skills, and I know lads, certainly as has been around the group and the squad, have felt that. And there's been times this season we've probably missed a little bit of that sometimes.
I was just going to ask that, like you've just said, it was a great debut. Loads of fans on our show as well were saying how well he played, and then to have the injury. So, yeah, what were the kind of stuff that your team has missed since he's been out with injury?
Well, at this moment in time, you could say we're not missing a lot because we're on a really good run. But at the same time, during that period when Holmes had come in, we were, I won't say struggling as such, but I think sometimes I've had a conversation this morning. It's really weird, but confidence is kind of easily lost sometimes, and it doesn't matter how much time you say to somebody to be confident. You have to get results to back that confidence up. But I think that the good thing that we have at this football club, and certainly what I want to get at this football club, is that level-headedness of, look, there's going to be ups and downs, but we stay confident. We believe in the process. We believe in what we're working to do, and nothing's changed as such in the work that we're doing in this run as it was last month. And I know people might find that hard to believe, but I think that's what a good culture and a good organisation looks like. You have the same messages and you stay aligned.
So just finally on Holmes, what was the kind of original time frame that he'd be back, and what could look like that he could come back before?
Well, I'll be honest, we didn't really know. It's an injury that is very rare on outside of his knee. I'm not a medic, so I won't go into exactly what it is, but it's very, very rare for a footballer to get that. So if I'm going to be brutally honest, we thought it might be longer than 12 weeks, and he's potentially back on the grass, as I say, next week. So look, as I've just said, I don't want to put too much pressure on Tom or us or my medical team, but we're trying to do everything right that we can progress him and get him back in a Rotherham United shirt as soon as we can.
Have you got any other injury updates?
We've got one or two niggles and knocks. Obviously, Spence just felt his groin a little bit after Barnsley, so hence why he didn't play Tuesday. Rafferty kind of felt his hip a little bit. Sean Raggett felt his quad the other night a little bit. So Liam Kelly obviously struggled to kind of come off with his calf. So look, we've got a few niggles and knocks, so we're just monitoring those, seeing how those are. We won't take any unnecessary risks because we've got 2 games in a week in League One, which is big for us coming up. Obviously, with run we're on, we need to keep progressing. I want to progress in this competition. I think we're a club who struggled, if I'm going to be honest, in FA Cup, and it'd be nice to get through and see what can happen. But we know Swindon are a good team. They're well organised, doing well in the league. Ian Holloway's been an unbelievable manager and is an unbelievable manager. Got an unbelievable track record. Done a lot of great things for the game in this country. So it's going to be a tough task, and it'll be something that I'm sure he'll want. He'll want an FA Cup run just like I do.
Just on Keane Spence, because obviously a great goal at the weekend. He must have been, flying high after that. And how is he then in terms of looking ahead to Saturday? So obviously with his stop-start season as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Look, like I've just said, I don't want to take any unnecessary risks, and I won't do that. But I don't foresee it being something that's going to keep him out a long time. He could play Saturday, he might not play Saturday, and come back into it for Tuesday. So let's just wait and see. It's how kind of we see it with Keane is shown how important it's going to be for us moving forward, and obviously that goal kind of epitomises it in the things that we kind of expecting from him when I signed him. So it's all positive. I know that sometimes injuries can cause a bit of unnecessary noise outside of this building, but we're well in control of what's happening.
And just before we move on to Saturday, how's Martin Sharif as well?
Yeah, again, look, he's another one. He's probably in the same boat as Ian Spence. He's training, and let's just see how we get on with him. Again, we don't want to take any unnecessary risks because he's a big player for us, and we need those options up front like Jordan and Nombe, and obviously Josh Ayres come in the other night, but we obviously lost Kian Atete. So Martin is important, and certainly if I want to play two up front, I need definitely 3 strikers, if not 4, and I haven't had that luxury in recent weeks. So let's just see. But again, no unnecessary risks, but we're hopeful that he'll be back playing soon.
Just on Saturday then, sharing the dugout with Ian Holloway, obviously a very big character in football. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I can't wait. Look, I've been kind of fortunate so far in my short period of Steve Bruce last year and 1 or 2 other players, managers who have been in the game and are recognised everywhere really in the world for the management in EFL, which is obviously nice. It's nice to pick the brains a little bit. It's nice to come up against their teams. They've probably forgotten more about football than I kind of know at this moment in time. So it's always nice to speak to them and see what it is they're doing and success they've had. And sometimes it can't be not football related. It sounds a bit daft, but the things that they do to take the mind off it, the things that they do to get away from it, which is now an impossible. But at the same time, there might be things that I can kind of pinch from them that might help me.
And obviously 5 wins on the spin in all competitions. How important is it to go and try and make that 6th to kind of keep that winning culture going here at the club?
Yeah, I want 6th, then 7th, then 8th, then 9th. So every time you ask me that, I want to keep winning. I ain't come here to just be mid-table and be average. I've said all along I'm trying to progress the football club. I'm trying to reset everything that has kind of been here. I'm only a short way down the road in that, but at the same time, I want to win, and we want to win. The fans want to win. The club wants to win. The chairman wants to win. We all want to win together. So there'll be times where we don't win. I appreciate that, but as long as we're trying to do the things that will enable us to be successful as a football club, I'm happy. But as you rightly said, it's a good run to be on, and we want it to keep progressing.
Just finally, Matt, thinking ahead of January as well, how beneficial could a cup run be to the whole club?
Well, obviously financially it's very important. At this moment in time, probably if I had all my squad together, I'd say it's crucial. I don't have the luxury in numbers that I'd probably like to have. Hence why other night I'd have probably liked to have taken less risks than I did with some of the players. But that's where we are, and I'm a firm believer that sometimes you just want to play as a player. You want to play games. Like training's okay, but as long as you're playing games, I'd much prefer to do that than train. So yeah, it's going to be important. It's going to be. I just think that sometimes, like your dreams and aspirations are kind of met in this competition. I know it sounds like really far fetched, but as a young lad or somebody who supports the club, like I remember we went to Man City a few years ago and got absolutely battered. But at the same time, you want to kind of pit your wits against those top teams. But to do that, you have to get through to the 3rd round, and I think that's the joyous thing about this competition. The non-league teams are fighting to get in that 1st round, and then it means even more for their clubs to kind of get through. Not that it doesn't for ours, but at the same time, those finances can massively help their club in their future progression. But we want to make sure that we are winning games of football. So if that's FA Cup, if that's Virtua Trophy, whatever it is, we want to kind of get on top of.
You get more and more tired through this month as you've wiped out 5k after 5k. Prostate United, it's been a great effort from a lot of people through this month for a great cause.
Yeah, it has, yeah, and look, like speaking obviously personally, it's been difficult, kind of, because of, this sounds bad, I know, but because of the run we've been on. Sometimes when you like kind of out doing 5Ks and going on social media, I know it shouldn't matter because it's an important cause, but it can be perceived in the wrong manner. So, like, the fact that I felt like that probably doesn't sit right, and I probably should have done a lot more to kind of promote the cause, and my staff should have done. But Ross has done an amazing job, so he's probably took the limelight off. But if you think, I mean, I've done it every year since Ross started it, and to think where this kind of started off in this building, us doing the run as a staff, to where it is now, is frightening. And the amount of people I've come across who've had prostate or who've been through it and have even lost people, I just think it's so empowering, really, and so crucial, the work that we've done. And one of my good friends who I've worked with a long time in football has had prostate, and like the research and the money that's gone into it has allowed him to kind of go through this process of getting rid of it quickly. And even the fact that people know what it is now, probably because of this, is crucial. So yeah, it's tough doing it. Obviously, you don't. But when it feels tough, you think about that. You think about those people you're doing it for. And look, I've done 5k. Woody's done 10k. Medical team have done 10k. God knows how they've done that, because I'm struggling here with my legs. So unbelievable achievement. But I know other clubs have done it. We obviously had a picture with Connor and his staff at Barnsley when he did it. So it's really good that football clubs can come together and unite for this great cause, really.
Nice one, mate. You talked about 5 players with question marks about Saturday. Are these short term?
Yeah, a lot of them are short term, mate. So we've got nobody who is kind of a long term risk at this moment in time. So yeah, let's wait and see. Like I said, we're hopeful that by Tuesday, if not Saturday, we'll have better numbers.
Yeah. Sam, nice to meet you, mate. First of all, how is it, being back from injury and being back with the team and back out there?
It's been good, we've been getting results, which is what it's always about, that's what we needed. And it's just a good run of form we have going, and we're just looking to keep going from there. I'm glad I'm able to impact and help the team.
How frustrating was that after such a good start to the season to then have the injury that set you out for a little while?
It's always frustrating, It's just one of those things in football though you have to overcome and keep pushing. But I'm glad I'm back, helping out as much as I can, and hopefully I don't get injured again, and carry on working for the team and trying to do my best.
What's your mindset like when you're out for that amount of time and you're just kind of getting ready to come back and trying to do your utmost possible that you can to get back as quickly as you can?
It's just about resetting, really. It's about resetting, reminding yourself about your goals and how you can come back and focus on your recovery and how you can be strong, and that way you don't get injured again, and making sure you don't overdo it or force yourself to do things. So it's about slowing down, resetting your mind and focusing on your goals ahead.
Did you have any different goals compared to start of the season than when you came back from injury?
No, my goals is always to come on and do my job and score goals, to impact the game and help us win.
How have you found it then since you've come back after injury? Obviously a long spell out, now you come back, you got a goal as well. Must have been great to get off the mark again.
Yeah, no, it's always good to score. But obviously that's my role. That's what I'm up there for. That's what I'm put on the pitch to do, to score. So it's just about getting more opportunities to score and putting them in the back of the net. But I'm glad I found my footing. Sometimes it can take a while to get that goal again, but I'm glad I got it early, and hopefully I can carry on scoring. I need to add some away goals in there. I've only scored at home, so hopefully I can score more both home and away.
What's it like now around the dressing room and in the team when you're on 5 winning run in all competitions? The atmosphere must be great.
It's good. It's about building good habits. It's about building that mentality of winning. And some games we haven't played our best, but we still managed to get results. And that's what it is. It's what we're going to need to climb up the table. You need to have them results behind you where you might not perform as well, and you can get a win. And then when you do perform well, you can still get wins there. So you build consistency in those aspects. So you don't find the losing formula, because it's easy to lose games and carry on losing, but it's harder to keep the wins and keep winning from there.
How important is that, that winning culture that you're seeming to gather now?
It's massive. It's a good feeling. It gives a lot of boys confidence, a lot of boys more of a better feel about getting themselves and believing in themselves more. You could probably highlight more mistakes in yourself and probably panic more and take less risk, and probably be more safe rather than being more fluid and believing in yourself more. So it's a good and bad thing. So we just have to stay level-headed and carry on working on each goal and each game as it comes.
FA Cup at the weekend then. What are your thoughts on the FA Cup? Because we've seen so many changes to it in the past few years as well.
It's obviously a massive game, massive cup game. So we treat it like every other game. We go out there to get the win. That's it. We have to look at it that simple. We got to carry on winning games and go from there, because we can go into 6 wins, so we can build on that and add on to Tuesday. So we have a good form behind us. So that way, when we go away to Burton and play Lincoln, we can go out there with wins behind us and carry on building that formula we seem to have right now.
Yeah, because, like you've just said, wins just build momentum. They build a great atmosphere within the squad. And also, when you're on a winning run like you guys are, it just breeds into the league form as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously winning is the fastest way to get up the league. Draws get you somewhere, but winning is the fastest way. So it's about adding as many wins as we can this season and getting us up that league, so we can give ourselves the best chance to fight for the top spots.
As a player, you must love a cup run as well.
Oh, of course. You look forward to more opportunities to score goals. For me, every game is an opportunity to score. Every game is an impact to show myself and showcase myself and allow myself to give myself the best chance to have the best performances, so that way I can also play well and score goals off the back of it.
Just on what we just spoke about earlier about your goals, what goals do you have in terms of maybe until Christmas and then the end of the season as well? Do you refresh your goals a lot, or is it kind of
like a striker? He will always tell you he wants to score every game, because that's the feeling you need to have. For me, I always want to score. I feel like for myself, I need to start hitting a bit more shots and be more riskier and get more shots for myself to allow myself to get more opportunities to score. I don't think I've had enough as I should do, or I believe I should have, and that's probably because of maybe my position or getting back up to speed. But I will get there and then hopefully score plenty of goals and build a good run where I can consistently score goals. Just
finally, Sam, just on that, is that a lot of work on the training ground then when you're talking about positioning and working on different ways that you can get into the box in different areas?
Definitely, it's about building good habits. Sometimes you might get one chance or you might get three, but it's about making sure each one of the chances you take the optimal opportunity out of it, so that way you can carry on performing. And that way, if I get more chances or if I have that one chance, I'm ruthless with it and scoring in goals. And that starts on the training pitch with building that good habits where I can build that consistency, find that feeling of hitting the net and then replicating the game.
And hopefully adding to your tally against Swindon.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
How much did you enjoy last Saturday, the derby?
I enjoyed the derby. I wish I was playing more, but I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we got the 3 points. It's a great feeling we have right now in the club, and it's just about building off that. And I think it just shows that we were a bit sloppy at the start, probably a little bit sluggish, but I'm glad we're getting back into the game and we managed to scrap out the win.
Yeah, you came on and made a difference. You've looked sharp all the time you've come on. Are you ready to start now?
I believe so, but obviously it's not up to me to start. But like I said many times, if I'm playing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or starting the game, I'm ready to impact as much as I can and try to create a positive atmosphere when I get on the pitch and try to give more belief to the boys, and hopefully they give the same back to me when I get on.